Hello, I'm Adam Pacitti from Cultaholic.com, and no, Jack hasn't aged 50 years.
50 years!
That was a bit much, wasn't it? 50 years.
Shave me beard and everything.
I'm joined by Tom Campbell from the Cultaholic Classic Raw podcast. You may have heard his voice before, but he is here in the office for the first time ever.
I know, right?
And we've got some lovely wrestling news. But before we start, Tom, tell the class a little bit about yourself.
Okay, I do the Cultaholic Classic Raw review with Justin Henry. So when you're listening to my voice, this is the face it comes out of. I'm very sorry about that. Wednesday nights, we watch old episodes of Raw. Back in the glory days, when Raw was like 46 minutes long.
Just the best. I missed that.
Halcyon days. Halcyon days. So we're there on a Wednesday night, and I do loads of other stuff on Twitter. Do come and say hello. I don't bite unless you want me to.
Dirty.
Filthy.
We've got some wrestling news. Let's take a look. First off, we have reports of more WWE stars refusing to work Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia. The All Elite Wrestling World Title contenders will be determined at Double or Nothing. And finally, WWE have responded to the Ashley Massaro abuse allegations. So let's talk about Super Showdown in Saudi Arabia. It is fast approaching. It's on June the 7th, and we have reports from various sources about numerous WWE wrestlers refusing to travel to the country for ethical reasons, some of whom have been on previous shows. So this is really interesting. The first is Kevin Owens. Yeah,
Kevin Owens standing by his mate Sami Zayn, who, as you may or may not know, also is not travelling to Saudi Arabia again this year. I think good move by Kevin. I think he's in a good position in the company. I don't think he needs to be at Super Showdown, and I think he's shown big love to his friend by not going.
Totally. I think it's a weird thing where you say he's in that position in the company. There are lots of wrestlers who we've heard reports of who don't want to go but aren't in the position in the company where they can say, no, I don't want to go. That would lead to backstage heat. That would probably lead to a demotion on the card. I believe lots and lots of wrestlers are uncomfortable with this. The next is Daniel Bryan, who won't be there. Also, Daniel Bryan has travelled before. He had that standout performance in the greatest Royal Rumble where he lasted, I think it was over an hour, wasn't it?
It was ridiculous.
Yes, he put the work in.
I'm still saying that.
Yeah, he should have won it.
Should have won it. It didn't make a difference who won it, but he should have won it.
Finally, it's an interesting one. Aleister Black, who's somebody that I'm not sure, if you'd heard this name before, I wouldn't be sure that he would be in the position where he could say, no, I don't want to do this. He's a recent call-up to the main roster, but and one not heavily involved in a feud at the moment. We've just seen him restart the vignettes. Obviously, he's split with Ricochet now. So maybe he would have probably turned up in the Battle Royal, but he's refusing to go.
Do you think there might be something to do with, and we've got AEW to talk about on the docket today, so we'll get to it, but do you think maybe now that there is this palpable alternative for wrestlers, they're a little bit braver with saying, I don't want to do that, because they know there's more opportunity for them to go and do stuff elsewhere, whereas a year or so ago, even just a short year or so ago, there was nothing else other than the WWE.
You know what I see? I think we see this week in, week out on Twitter. Wrestlers are now being braver than ever about talking about their displeasure with the WWE because they know they can get away with it and there is somewhere else that they can go. And we've got a flourishing indie scene as well. People are going to succeed. We'll get onto one of those names shortly, which is Sean Spears, the former Ty Dillinger. He's gone. He's now popping up in AEW. There's opportunities all over the place, and this is already an ethical minefield. It's something that we found it really difficult to cover. We've talked at great length in the office about whether we should even be covering the Saudi Arabia shows. We've decided to do so because we're wrestling journalists, and we need to cover what's happening. And some of these things that happen on the show, the shows are canon. They are part of WWE storylines. We saw it Shane McMahon, but they're not going to age well.
What I love is, in any other time in WWE history, if this many dropouts had happened, and they say, well, how are we going to fill a 50-man battle royal if these guys can't make it? There's like 3,000 people on the company roster at the moment. Like, a few people isn't going to change the 50-man battle royal. They'll probably add another 10.
Speaking of fast approaching, this Saturday is Double or Nothing, AEW's first proper AEW presents Double or Nothing in Las Vegas, Nevada. Sam, Jack, and Ross are out there, or they're on the plane right now.
Ross has currently had 2 pints of dark fruit.
Yeah, I've seen that. He timestamped at 4:30 a.m. He's drinking dark fruit. Heartburn City. What
he is my spirit animal.
So we now know the two World Title contenders will be decided at Double or Nothing, which is really, really interesting. The first of which is going to be the winner of Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho, a match that I really, really can't wait for. And the second will be the winner of the Casino Battle Royal. And the first will, I guess, at the next pay-per-view, probably, be crowned the first AEW World Champion. Let's run down the names in the Casino Battle Royal.
Do you know the rules to this as well? Because I've tried to understand it. It's cards, and you pick a pack, you put a peg on a
I like it.
blue
I
hook.
like that stuff.
I do. It reminds me of the first War Games from like '93 when they were running down the rules. It was like 3 pages of graphics.
Yes. No, I'm all for it. So we've got Sonny Kiss, Brandon Cutler, Ace Romero. I'm going to skip through. There's loads of these here. Glacier. Could be Glacier, Brian Pillman Jr.
I know you printed this out ages ago, but I'm just actual Glacier.
Actual Glacier.
That is incredible.
Because he did a show WrestleMania weekend. He was I think he was in a Battle Royal. Was it Joey Janela's show maybe? MJF's in there. Joey Janela's in there. Billy Gunn's in there. Jimmy Havoc is in there. Jungle Boy. You got Luchasaurus. Sean Spears, as I say, Ty Dillinger will be in that. Out of that lot, who do you think's got the best chance?
Well, I didn't see Glacier till just now, so do you know what the thing is? Because this leaves Hangman Page without anything to do at Double or Nothing, which I'm gutted about, because I thought Hangman Page could have been a standout on the night.
He'll do something. Everyone's vying for a position with him.
I feel like as long as he has a match, they don't just hoy him in the Battle Royal. That'd be really disappointed. I have a feeling they might go Jungle Boy.
Yeah.
Again, him and Sonny Kiss, they've really hyped on the YouTube show. But there's something about Jungle Boy that I think they've invested quite a bit in him. I'm going to go Jungle Boy. I'd love to see Jimmy Havoc. Love to see Jimmy Havoc, but I'm going to go Jungle Boy.
To go on to be, I assume, the main event of the... I don't think it's going to be any of these. I think Sean Spears is in with probably the best chance out of all of these. Maybe MJF, maybe Janela, possibly out of those. But I think we're going to see one of these two be announced. There's 4 names in there that haven't been announced yet. I think it's going to be one of those because I don't think any of those, with respect to them, is enough of a draw at this stage to be on that sort of platform to have that match. We'll see. I'm really excited for it.
Jungle Boy.
All right.
Every day.
Next up, WWE have now responded to the Ashley Massaro abuse allegations. Ashley Massaro tragically passed away, committed suicide last week. Dreadful news, and one thing that's been floating around on social media are screenshots of an affidavit published by Ashley Massaro's lawyer, which alleged that during a WWE tour in Kuwait, she was drugged and sexually assaulted. It's obviously awful, but WWE have now responded to this. I'm going to read their statement in full now. WWE is saddened by the death of Ashley Massaro, and we reiterate our condolences to her family. However, we regret that her attorney, Konstantin Kairos, I believe, who filed multiple cases against WWE, lost all of them and was sanctioned multiple times by the court for repeated misconduct and false allegations. And he's now using Ashley's death to further his malicious campaign against WWE by releasing an affidavit that she submitted to the court and later apologized to WWE for being involved with. So we wish to make certain things crystal clear. Aside from this, it was also alleged that she had approached various members of WWE staff, including Vince McMahon, who essentially told her to sweep under the carpet. And at no time was Vince McMahon or the management of WWE ever informed by Ashley Massaro or anybody else that she had been sexually assaulted, drugged, raped, or sodomized by a military doctor with a nurse standing guard while on a goodwill tour in 2007 to US military bases in Kuwait. In fact, if she ever articulated such a claim to WWE, we would have reported it immediately to the base commander. At no time was there ever a meeting with Vince McMahon, Kevin Dunn, John Laurinaitis, or other company executives in which she told them of such a claim and was instructed to keep it quiet. We're not going to speculate on that anymore. It's tragic, tragic news. Ashley Massaro was fantastic to die at such a young age, especially committing suicide. It's awful news. We include this simply because it is very, very newsworthy, especially now WWE have released a statement. And I guess just again sending all love and respect to the family and friends of Ashley Massaro. And finally, we have some new matches announced for NXT TakeOver 25. That is also very soon approaching. There's a hell of a lot of pay-per-views coming up soon. Got a work cut out. We already knew about Johnny Gargano versus Adam Cole in a singles match. Can they top that absolutely fantastic?
I can't wait to watch them try. Because it was,
They will.
When you watch a match like that and it suspends your disbelief about 300 times over, let's do 305. I'm excited. That's going to be ace.
Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai for the Women's Championship. Next up, for the vacant NXT Tag Team Championships, of course, the War Viking Raider experience, etc., etc., vacated those on a previous episode of NXT. We are going to see Danny Burch and Oney Lorcan versus the Street Profits versus the Undisputed Era, that's Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, versus the Forgotten Sons. And to add to that, it's a ladder match.
Oh, exciting.
Stars. It's going to be, I can't wait. Cannot wait. Also, something that I'm so happy to see. It's a former WWE superstar that's headed back down, but not really down because it's better, to NXT. Tyler Breeze will square off against Velveteen Dream in a singles match for the NXT North American Championship.
Is this the first time that we officially have somebody going back down to NXT?
Proper like this, yeah.
Properly?
Oh, yeah.
Because this needs to happen more
Dane's
often.
back down there now, I believe. There are others who have popped up. If you haven't got plans for wrestlers, don't just let them stagnate. Don't just not put them on TV for ages. This is going to be great. Can't wait. And also, Matt Riddle versus Roderick Strong.
It's one of those matches that you look at that and you go, oh, okay. I think NXT shows do this. They'll put a load of matches on the lineup, and you'll go, oh, okay, that's there. And then that will end up being match of the night. My days. Like Riddle and Strong could end up being just like the best match ever. And there's no reason why.
Adam Cole.
Until that happens later on the night.
Well, and you've also got
Until that happens as well.
Yeah,
and that happens.
And those other. It'll still be good. It'll still be good.
NXT show's always great.
They're just Triple H. We love you so much, Big Daddy Trips.
Big Daddy Trips.
Anyway, later on, Tom here is going to be presenting the NXT/205 Live Graded, so tune into that. We will see you once again tomorrow. Bye!
Bye!
Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.